Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again. I would build a great wall, and nobody builds walls better than me, believe me, and I'll build them very inexpensively. I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Yeah! Mark my words.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. We have no choice. We have no choice.
Well, I think that Putin, frankly, is somebody I'd actually get along with. I get a lot of heat for that, I say that, but I actually think I'd get along. You know, I had a big event in Moscow about 2 years ago. I think I'd actually have a very good relationship with Putin. It's ridiculous what's happening. Vice president's a very serious job, so I'm probably going to go with somebody else. I would say maybe Kanye West.
Yeah, so I'm Wyatt Mann, but most people know me better as @WyattMann on Twitter, and I'm 23. You know, I wanted to, but I just really didn't make it around to doing so. Well, you know, having friends who have been forcefully deported from this country, having family members who have been publicly hanged, losing all internet access, Hillary Clinton being in Guantanamo. It's kind of rough being an American these days, so I do regret it. You know, I think I will, mostly because I do have a lot more time on my hands than I did during the 2016 presidential election. Well, as I said, the whole lack of internet thing, I mean, I mentioned my Twitter handle before only because it's my only claim to glory. Twitter doesn't exist anymore. Don't get me started. But the internet doesn't exist anymore, and during the 2016 presidential election, a lot of my time was being absorbed by this cat generator meme website that I had created. You know, because it was capitalizing on the whole, like, Trump media mania. And so I would have these cats, you know, these photos of cats, you know, kind of like fur comb overs. And you know how Trump is all about, like, China, 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 China. Right. So I would have these pictures of the cats with these crazy comb overs being like, Perna and Meowna. And it blew up. Let me tell you, I was like an internet sensation within 24 hours of the first meme. So I didn't really have time to make it to a voting booth, but I thought, I mean, the system's so corrupt. What does it matter if one person doesn't make it to the booth? And there you go, Trump was elected in 2016, and the rest is history.
Hello. Could you state your name as well as your situation?
Hello, my name is Carlos Enrique Juan Emilio Serna Brava de la Cortez. My great-grandparents are from Mexico. My grandparents and parents grew up in Massachusetts, and so did I. When Trump started his mass deportations, I was on the list. I was supposed to be deported back to Mexico, but he sent me to Iowa.
Why do you believe you were on the list? Was your family in the United States illegally?
Trump's deportation started with illegal immigrants, so I thought I was safe. I was born and raised here in the U.S., and so were my parents and my great-grandparents, but the situation escalated and continued on, so anyone who was Mexican just got deported.
Have you and your family been able to stay together throughout this whole
My
ordeal?
brother and I were the only ones sent to Iowa. A lot of my family got sent to Mexico, but a few of us are actually in Canada, and I'm not really sure why.
Is there anything that you find positive about Iowa in your experience?
Yeah, corn.
Corn?
Yes.
Okay, can you elaborate?
I mean, think about it. You can barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it. corn kebabs, corn creole, corn gumbo, pan-fried, deep-fried, stir-fried. There's pineapple corn, lemon corn, coconut corn, peppercorn, corn soup, corn stew, corn salad, corn and potatoes, corn burger, corn sandwich, popcorn, watching corn grow, growing corn. I talk to corn. I don't have many friends. That's about it.
Lovely. Anyway, how have the Iowa people received you?
There's no people. It's just corn. Just me and the corn. Trump moved all the Iowans back to Mexico. I'm not really sure, but here I am.
Sure can. The name's Tim Horton. I'm an officer in the Canada Border Services Agency. That is the CBSA for short. Don't you know, yeah, I've been here about 10 years now, going back on November 2010 there. Oh yeah, you better believe it, don't you know? Back before the White House Tower. I've been working here back before Trump, back before everything that's gone on with the walls, back when it was a more simple time here at the CBSA. I sure can there. It's been affected. You know, CBSA used to be a pretty easygoing job, just like everything else back here in Canada. You know, we just sit around, eat some donuts maybe. Aside from the occasional stints from Bieber, we never had much trouble up in the Great White North. You know, we had to build the wall up here because we had about 100 Americans every day trying to enter at the Saskatchewan border point alone right here behind me. And Canada just can't handle that much immigration, you know. Trump started sending up his illegals up here as well. You just can't have that. They'll be comparing it back to Trump's wall, but it's not like that at all. Canada is a very welcoming place. The Great White North, we welcome with open arms, but it's got to be on our own terms, not his.
I think he's done an amazing job. He's made America great again for billions and billions of Americans. All the Americans that get to call the northern border to the southern border, the northern wall to the southern wall, home. America, it's been great. I think he's been doing the best job of any president who's ever lived, worked, presidented in the United States. He's been huge.
Wait a minute.